Good morning, 2-3. So welcome to math. Today we are going to be continuing with our fractions that we've been working on all week. Um, this is going to be another Eureka lesson on fractions, and we're going to be stopping Eureka after today, actually, because next week is project week, and then we're at the last week of school. So this is actually your last Eureka lesson of second grade. Um, Next week for project week, we will have study island as well, like we normally do, and I will assign a fraction practice just to keep you going with fractions and most likely go back to time as well, so that way your minds are still fresh on that. But like I said, today is the last day for your Eureka lessons. So let's go over our instructions for today. The very first one is to watch my video on how to complete the lesson, and it's important that you watch this video today because I need to go over some things with Cami. Number two, you can watch the video as well on YouTube. That is 9 minutes long. Then you will complete the problem set, and as always, if you need help, message. Also, don't forget that when you click this link right here, it takes you to the homework helper. You scroll to lesson 11, and it's just another reference and resource to help you with today. So let's go to Cami today. I want to start off with, you're going to notice as I scroll through that everything is already colored in, and that's because it's hard to upload pictures that are already supposed to be colored. So I had to recolor them using Cami, which is another reason why I love this program, especially for virtual learning right now. So that's the reason that I already colored things in. It was already supposed to be colored. If we were doing it in the classroom, you would have seen it. But because we had to do it on here, when I uploaded it, it didn't come off colored, so I just had to recolor it for you. So I just wanted to start off by saying that they are colored already, and they should be colored because you are now going to be identifying fractions by looking at the shape and what is shaded, okay? So let's start. So number one is saying, for parts A, C, and E, we need to identify the shaded area. So they're telling us we need to identify the shaded parts. Now let's just go over again with fractions. Fractions have to have equal parts, equal, equal, equal. If they are not equal, then they are not fractions, okay? That's number one. Number two, the first part of the fraction is what is shaded, and the second part of the fraction is the total number of parts, okay? So when we look at part A, we could tell that both of these are split already into halves, okay? That means they're split into two. But we are only identifying, like the directions told us, the shaded area. So when I look at this, I see that there's only one here, okay? So all I'm going to have to type here is 1/2 because it's just one, okay? Here, you are going to tell me what it would be here. You're going to fill that in. Type how many parts are colored and shaded in. It is that simple right now, all right? Then you need to, actually, because of the next part, let me do this part. So then this part is telling us that we have, when I look at it, now we have two parts shaded in. So this would be considered 1/2, and this would be considered 2/2, okay? Now part B is saying that I need to circle the shape above that has a shaded area that shows one hole. So when I look at these two, which of them is showing the entire shape is shaded into one hole, okay? So that means I'm going to come to my drawing and I'm just going to circle this one right here because everything is shaded, so that equals one hole, okay? So that's what I had to do for part A and B. Now when you come to part C, you're going to be doing the same thing. So you're going to look here and you're going to say, okay, how many parts are shaded here? Type it. How many parts are shaded here? Type it. How many parts are shaded here? Type it. Once you filled in your answers, you're going to have to circle the shape above that has a shaded area that shows again one hole, meaning the entire thing is shaded in, okay? And then letter E, same thing. How many parts are shaded? Type it. How many parts are shaded? Type it. How many parts are shaded? How many parts are shaded? Okay? And then just like we've been doing, you should see a pattern. Circle the shape above that has a shaded area that shows one hole. All right, so you're going to use this as your model, and then do not forget that you have to do the circling part as well when you're done. Remember, you are writing down how many parts are shaded, okay? All right, now moving on to the next page. This page, it is now showing us up here all different shapes with parts already shaded, and now we need to write the fraction. However, let's look at what the directions are asking us. What fraction do you need to color so that one whole is shaded? So they're not asking us to write, for example, a lot of you would look at this and say, oh, Miss Zavaye, this is 1/3. Yes, that's correct when you look at it. But our directions are asking us how many would we need to shade in to make sure that everything is put together to one whole. So when I look at this now, I'm technically looking at what is not shaded for this in order for me to get my answer. So I see that 1, 2 parts are not shaded. So I would need to color in 2 and then thirds, okay? Because if I colored in 2/3, then that would give me one whole because everything would be shaded, okay? Now, again, over here, you're going to do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little text reminder. Look at the parts that are not shaded, okay, to help you. That's going to be your clue when you're solving this. You are not telling me the parts that are shaded. You are telling me how many parts are not shaded because I would need to color them in to make one whole. So again, that's why this answer is 2/3. 2 parts are not shaded out of 1, 2, 3 in total. All right, so that's what you're going to do for this part right here. Now, for this part down here, they're giving you a drawing, okay? And then they're saying that this is 1/2 of a shape. They want you to draw the whole. So if this is 1/2, a half means that there should be 2 total parts. Right now I only have 1 part. So all I would have to do here is I would just need to draw the other part. So all I'm going to do is just draw the second part, and that's it. So now I have a whole because this was a half, this is a half, now I have a whole, okay? So the same for this one. This is telling you that this is only 1/3. They want you to draw the whole. This is only 1/3. Third means there should be 3 parts in total. Right now you only have 1 part. So draw how many more parts so you have 3 parts in total. Again here, this is only 1/4. 1/4. You need to have 4 parts in total. So please make sure that you're drawing however many more so that you're equaling the total to make a whole, okay? Now, down here is the same thing that we did up above. So I will put the reminder here again. But you again are you were telling them what fraction do we need to color so that we would have everything shaded in. So again, you are looking at the parts that are not shaded, okay? Not shaded. So let me come over and do B with you in this case. So I look at, no, let me do a new one because that was similar. Let's look at C. So let's look at C. Now, when I look at what's not shaded, I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 parts that are not shaded, but 3 is not my answer because I'm writing a fraction. Now I have to count the total number of parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3/4 would be my answer because again, 3 parts were not shaded and there are 4 parts altogether. So that's 3/4. So again, for this part, you are looking at what is not shaded to help you come up with your fractions. And again, I will put the reminder here for you to help you. And then this part at the bottom you are not doing. I crossed it out because it's exactly the same as what you're going to be doing right here. So you're not going to be doing the same thing here, okay? So this is what you're doing today. If you have any questions, you're confused, you want me to look at it, let me know and I will help you. Otherwise, have fun with fractions. Please be careful with the directions. Again, if you need help, let me know. I'm here.